Hello people, I'm Jabby Kuwait. Joining us is Achar Kirk.
Hi.
We're going to look at the much demanded trailer to react to Golmaal again, releasing 20th of October, which is quite soon. And it's with Rohit Shetty and Ajay Devgan.
I like the vegetable skewer logo.
लक्ष्मण भूत क्या हुआ गोपू क्या हुआ गोपू सुंदरी है सुंदरी अपनी गली की डॉगी है सुंदरी गोपू मैंने कितनी बार बोला है भूत भूत कुछ नहीं होता गोपू प्लीज देख जैसे क्रिसमस में सब लोग बोलते हैं ना संता आएगा सबको पता है गड्ढा आएगा
Very colorful,
yeah, very
animated
like
look.
saturated. Oh, here we go again.
Yeah, he's doing the car riding again.
कुछ नहीं बदला यार आज भी सब कुछ वैसे का वैसे ही है
ये चेयर ये अपने आप हिल रही थी
अपने आप अरे हवा से स्विंग हो रही होगी ना stupid
He's like got an explanation for every damn thing.
Yeah, and then he's like scaring himself.
Yeah.
I've done that before.
Wow, this is like super vibrant.
तुम लोगों के घर में आत्मा है
Wow. It's like E3 up in here. It's so
I know,
colorful.
it's like
15 दिन हो गए मेरी बेटी को गुजरे हुए
oh. Ew!
मसूली भाई अंदर भूत है
Oh, Jesus.
पब्लिक प्लीज यहाँ से कल्टी हो जाओ क्यों आज नहीं पीऊंगा किस बात से डर रहा है यार एज डिफरेंस हर लड़की है ना अपने होने वाले में फादर फिगर ढूंढती है
It's a cute joke. What's up with all the cars?
It's just a reference to the previous.
आपके अंदर एक आत्मा
क्रीम क्रीम कोल्ड क्रीम
Wow.
Holy moly.
Like all the confetti and whatnot.
Yeah.
What the hell? Oh my.
Oh.
That was some nice wire work. Oh my. Oh wow. That stunt was actually pretty good.
Is it number 4?
ये लोग बोलते हैं तू बोला भूत भूत घुस गया तेरे अंदर ए माधव इसकी तो ऐऊ भी बंद हो गई तुम लोग भी खा बगा
अब तू सुनेगा मेरी आवाज
Is he supposed to be like mute?
I don't know, but when he spoke, he had a very like echoey kind of a
Yeah.
lot of gravitas to his voice.
He said he stopped using signs, so
That was one of the most colorful trailers I think I've ever seen in my life,
yeah.
and it was just insane amounts of stuff on screen to the point that it was breaking my internet for a second. Like I don't know, like if it was the way it was rendered or something, but it was just so much intricate information in that confetti flying at the camera that the encoding couldn't handle it. Is what it looks like.
No, it looked really fun. It just seems like the sort of movie you would go and watch just because you know you're gonna have a good time. It's all a laugh. It's just good-natured silliness.
Right. I feel like
Which is fun.
I almost get this sense of like this might be the completely wrong tone because I haven't seen any of the Golmaal movies, but it almost feels like Entourage with ghosts.
Do you know what it reminds me of?
Yeah. What?
It reminds me of the Thai film Himak, which we
Oh, yeah, we
watched
did a
the
reaction
trailer
to that.
together. This one's much more colorful, but it's that similar kind of thing where it's
This
a
also-
ghost
this-
story, but it's a like flat out slapstick comedy as well.
T-Lock was pretty slapsticky, but this just has a lot more production value, and obviously
Oh,
you
yeah.
have music and whatnot.
It's that similar sort of feel where it's not supposed to be scary, it's just really funny.
I feel like this is the perfect kind of movie to watch with a group of friends. You go and have a good time with all your pals. You'd obviously want to see this in a crowded theater with a bunch of
Yeah.
people because you'll have that kind of communal laughter together.
I think it'll look really good in the theater as well. There's all the colors and like the confetti and everything and the dancing.
I actually find that this genre is interesting to me. I first experienced this with Peter Jackson's The Frighteners, where it's like a horror thriller ghost movie,
Is that
but
the
with
one with
comedy with Michael J. Fox. Michael J. Fox
Yeah.
and I forget the names of the other actors. I know Gary Busey's son was the main villain in that movie. Or like Evil Dead, the Evil Dead series. It's like there's a ghostly aspect to it, but it's still funny.
Yeah.
And so these kind of crazy camera angles, because the neat thing with this kind of film is you can literally do anything you want and you're not breaking any rules. You can get crazy with the camera angles, you can get crazy with the material in general, and it's all just part of the fun. And that's why a lot of directors are drawn to horror films in general, because you can really experiment with your camera angles and whatnot, and how you tell that story.
Horror comedies are just great because it kind of like relieves the tension really well, at least for me.
Right. Certainly that's what's worked for, what's it called, for like Shaun of the Dead and whatnot. This looks like it could be fun. I cannot say for sure because I haven't watched any of the Golmaal movies, but obviously this is their, another installment in the series, which indicates to me that it's a popular series. There's something to it that people are enjoying because they keep making them. They wouldn't keep making them if they weren't popular. I'm at the very least curious about this. The design of the ghosts was not my favorite, or the people in the clothing, the ghostly clothing.
The ghost outfit.
It wasn't hot on that, only because it reminds me of something
else.
negative here in the States.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like disassociate that, but it's like an extremely negative idea. I know that's not what they're intending here, but like at first glance I'm like, ugh. This car stuff with all the people cheering and whatnot is fun. I don't know why they're doing it. It's just fun. It's just like part of the kind of silliness and joy of the film. It feels like
it's just very lighthearted.
Yeah.
I like that.
Very, very carefree.
Yeah. I like that character the one who always had an explanation for everything. And then he psyched himself out, which it just kind of reminded me of this one thing I did to my sister. we went snorkeling and there were reef sharks who were vegetarian and they wouldn't eat us.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's a shark, but knowing full well that they were not dangerous, but then I scared myself. And then I was like, oh no, they're sharks. So silly.
What if this is the one time they think a human is a vegetable and wants to eat the human?
They were 5 feet long.
If I accidentally cut myself, will it eat me instead of vegetables? Will it think I'm a carrot? We just watched the trailer to Marsaul, and like that, just the insane amount of extras they have in a single frame kind of blows my mind away. Because coordinating all that, it's just insane. Most of the trailers I've seen with Ajay Devgan have been more on the serious side, and it always is cool to me whenever I see him doing something in the comedy genre. Even though I know he does a lot of comedy stuff, for some reason it's just like really cool to me when I see him doing other comedic films. I like how they called attention to the age difference. That was cool.
That was a funny joke.
Because you see that all the time in movies, even American films. You see it all the time where it's like a much older. We just watched Mother, and it was a much older male figure, more male character with a young woman. Jennifer Lawrence is like kind of always that younger woman to this much older guy.
But they even called it out in that, because when Ed Harris came, he was like,
well,
your daughter?
They kind of had to, because it was such a startling,
I know,
age difference. Here, they called it out, and it was funny the way they called it out. They made fun of it, and that's the best thing you can do when you know you're doing something like that. By calling attention to it, the audience can't be upset with it because you're calling attention to it.
Beat you to it.
Exactly. You guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Let us know in the comments below if you're a fan of Golmaal in general and how you're feeling about this one as a follow-up. If you're not a fan of Golmaal already to begin with, then, you don't really need to say much in the comments. 'Cause obviously you're not going to like it, so there's no need to, start a conversation about how much you don't like it in the comments, because I'm curious, if you are a fan of the Golmaal series, what you liked about it and what you're looking forward to in this one, that's what I'm curious to hear about. Just as a fun fact, for those of you who haven't been with the channel that long, I actually got to meet Ajay Devgan. This one missed the winning shot of me shaking Ajay Devgan's hand, but you get to see me ask him a question at the Shivai conference.
The press conference, but the memories last forever.
Yes. It's in my brain. He totally recognized me. He was like, hey, you, and he did the thing with it. He basically said, I've seen your reaction videos, in a cool Ajay Devgan kind of way. That little moment with Ajay Devgan sticks in my brain hard. I'm like, wow, that's nuts. Anyways, you guys, I'll link to that in the description below. Thanks so much for hanging out, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Achara Kirk on the social media. Check out other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm Jabby Kuwait. This is
Achara Kirk.
Peace out.